Hey everyone, welcome back to the K-pop Afterparty. I'm your host Nick, and today we are recapping last night's show in San Francisco, kicking off Wendy from ReVeluvs' first solo world tour, which began last month in Seoul, Korea. I got a chance to see the first stop of the US tour in San Francisco last night. We're going to get into it. Let's get going. These amazing acts keep coming to my area. I am so lucky. Last night, I got a chance to see Wendy from ReVeluvs at the Golden Gate Theater in San Francisco. Wendy is not an artist that's really been on my radar for that long because K-pop has not been on my radar that long, but I got a chance to see her last night. Got my Wendy EALIVE shirt on right now. I'm going to recap the whole night from getting to San Francisco, the whole incredible show that she put on, and kind of what's coming next in the world of the K-pop Afterparty. So ReVeluvs, again, is another group that I know some songs, but I'm trying to see all these shows because the music is so good, and last night was so exceptional. Wendy put on an amazing show. You can tell she just has that incredible star quality that these idols have, but she just brought it to a whole nother level with this like charismatic, bubbly personality. But before we get into that, kind of recapping my journey to San Francisco. I live in the South Bay area, so it took about an hour and 15 minutes to drive to San Francisco. It was a little cloudy, but then it was beautiful once we got there. Still a little cold in the city, and it was at the Golden Gate Theater. It's a little bit of a sketchier part of town, so if you get a chance to see an artist at this venue, I wouldn't discourage you from going. I would just recommend maybe going with a friend, but it was still a great time, and the inside of the theater is beautiful. So I got inside, and the merch line, as I'm learning at all of these shows, was very long. But this one moved a lot faster than a show I saw by Stacy at the San Jose Civic Auditorium. The line took about 45 minutes to get to the front, and this being the first stop of the EALIVE Tour in the United States, they had a lot of merch left, which was great, so I got this shirt. I wish it had said maybe Wendy on the shirt somewhere, but I didn't. That's okay. I still want to support. And I also got this signed album from the Cerulean Verge album by Wendy. And so that was $40 to get an actual signed album. So that was really cool to get. So I got the shirt, I got the album, and then someone handed me this free mini poster. So that was really cool of him as well. I was sitting in the first balcony row, and I've actually learned that I like to have a little bit of elevation because I'm able to see the performers' footwork and just get a whole better overview of the entire show. The show started at 7:30. I don't want to give away too much because I know this is Wendy's first tour and first stop of the tour, so I don't want to give away too much and spoil it for people who are already wanting to see, but I'm going to go through some of the songs, and I really only knew Sunkissed, to be perfectly transparent with you, but after listening to some songs this week and then last night at the show, there's a lot more songs that I'm a really big fan of now. Big fan of Wendy now. I'm going to get more into ReVeluvs, but last night was just an incredible show. So I'm going to bring you through some of the highlights and my favorite moments from the show last night. It was a really, really beautifully put together show, and being a solo artist putting on a show, she's just on the whole time, so that's got to be exhausting. And just her powerful vocals, you're going to hear in some of these performances just how incredible she is. And then the personality, she's interacting with the crowd in this super charismatic and just really natural way. And you'll hear she talks about not being super familiar with English, not having spoken it for a decade or more. But I mean, she speaks better English than most people I know. So without further ado, we're going to get into the show. She starts off with Fireproof, a song I didn't know before yesterday, like most of these, but it just really brought this perfect energy to the start of a show. Let's get it going. People were still getting situated in front of me, so I was a little shaky on this first clip. I was blown away from that alone. And I love having a live band here. That was also a perfect touch for this. It really got the show started in like a nice upbeat tempo, groovy way. And the dress too. It just was like this super classy, like you saw the images of the ballroom earlier. It just like totally fit the vibe of the whole show. And again, being new to this artist and new to the world of K-pop, I really didn't know what to expect because this is the first show that I've seen like just one solo performer. So that's got to be like a huge kind of like weight for her because again, this is her first stop in the U.S. as on her first solo tour. Just got to be a lot of pressure. But again, she just brought this total attitude of confidence. We're going to move it along. Queen of the Party. Again, another song that I had heard probably one time, but just she totally crushed it. It's like this cool rock song, which I thought was a really cool like kind of contrast with this red, like kind of not ball gown. I don't know what you'd call it, but just totally rocked it in this cool dress. And then she welcomes the crowd. She's like a princess. Her voice was amazing, talking and singing.
Not kind of. I'm really, really nervous today because I haven't spoken English for a long time. I'm not joking. Like, seriously. I haven't spoken English for a long time, so if I mumble...
I like how she's like, I haven't spoken in English in a long time, and she's like perfectly enunciating these words, and also just getting vulnerable with the audience, like, hey, I'm really nervous. I thought that's also like a total power confidence move, honestly. I thought that was a great touch.
No, I will. And I can't really, like, think of a word. So if I mumble, please understand.
If I mumble, like perfect English.
I must do it for you guys. But if I mumble, please understand. But I just want to tell you that I'm kind of really nervous because I have to do this show for myself, and I haven't spoken in English for like 12 or 13 years.
So I just thought, again, just breaking that fourth wall, really just being open and honest about how she's feeling, I thought was just this amazing way of connecting with the fans. Immediately from the introduction, I'm like, I'm a fan. This person seems awesome. This person seems like someone I would want to be friends with. Coming out with amazing songs and then just having this really personal moment with the audience I thought was really special. She brought that energy in the first few songs. We're going to move it to a song again I heard on the way there while I was driving in my car. His Car Isn't Yours. I knew a lot of people in the crowd were pumped to hear this. As she said, what are you most excited for? A lot of people shouted this out, and we bring the energy down here. Such powerful vocals. Again, a simple set. The band setup, just the dress, like everything was just so crisp and simple, yet the voice was really shining through with such a simple setup. And then the band wasn't overpowering. They were just really complimenting her vocals. A great, great performance of His Car Isn't Yours. One of my favorite tracks. After yesterday, I've been listening to that all morning today. Going back to her personality and just her character, she made it a point many, many times throughout the night to thank the band. And you'll see why, because they're phenomenal musicians. I know quite a few musicians who, when they're doing these concerts and they're having to like play kind of like not below their skill level because they're still putting on an amazing show, but you know that they may have like capabilities to play faster or more technical things. But it was a really awesome moment when she's getting ready for her second act, changing off site, and the band gets a chance to put on a little performance of their own. It's fun just getting to watch really, really talented musicians just being in the moment, performing. And it's cool that they have an opportunity to do that at a show where they may not be the main point of focus, but Wendy got him a chance to just put on a show like that. So moving on to the second act, she came out with a song called Believe, which was absolutely stunning. Check it out. Her voice is perfect. And the lights again, raising with the vocals, so stunning. Again, just a really nice, classy night. I love the dress. I don't know a lot about fashion, but it just seemed really stylish, and she talks about it here.
Notice with my outfit.
Just getting intimate with the crowd again.
This concert has started, and the mood totally changed too, right? Compared to the part one, right? How's my dress look?
How's my dress look? Just talk about star quality. She's not nervous to talk at all, just really getting intimate, talking about what she's thinking. I thought that's amazing. A lot of times you might hear a performer talk and it just seems totally like not disconnected, but that they're just coming up with it in the moment. She seemed perfectly put together, choreographed in both her songs and what she was saying, where it still sounded very conversational, but you know she probably put so much preparation into this show, as I know she did. And again, the crowd just being super supportive. There was a couple times when I thought maybe they were talking a little bit too much, just because a lot of shouting, which cheer on the performer, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it felt like people around me were trying to like be too much a part of the show and really kind of took me out of it at some points. More than just cheering, really kind of trying to have their own personal like conversation or moment with Wendy. And she handled it with grace. And I would say this lady was maybe under the influence of some alcohol, but Wendy just did an amazing job interacting with her. You couldn't tell if she was annoyed. You couldn't tell if she was like not happy, because she just did it perfectly.
Yeah. Please save your voice. It's not good for you. Because I'm a singer, I know. It's not good for your vocal cords. To scream on them. No, it's not good for your vocal cords. That kind of hurts. Thank you. Oh, no.
So she made it funny. You wouldn't know if she was annoyed or bothered by just getting taken out of the moment of what she was doing, but she turned it into a really sweet moment where she may have been annoyed at this lady just totally shouting, but handled it with grace and made it a fun moment for everybody. When it could have turned the opposite way and they could have kicked the lady out or whatever, but she handled it really well. Moving on towards the end of the show, again, I want to make this a shorter video only because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to give any or, take any thunder away from Wendy. It was a perfect night, perfect performance. A lot of like up-tempo moments, a lot of like slower, peaceful, kind of like not lounge music. I don't want to be like insulting, like, because there were so many people just trying to make it in that lounge singer world, but she's a superstar and she just made it sound effortless throughout the night. Wish You Hell. Another huge highlight for me. Kind of moving on to some more up-tempo moments as the show progresses. Kind of started high, slowed down in the middle, and we're picking it up as we near the climax of the show. So, Wish You Hell, another great one that I only heard on the way there. Please don't come for me. I really love that song. I'm going to continue on listening to Wendy, listening to Red Velvet. I just really loved that performance. Sunkiss was next. That was the song that I had known. I was really excited for that. People around me that I spoke to before the show were also really excited for Sunkiss too. The whole crowd was just moved, you could tell. She was having fun, and so was everyone else. I love, love, love that song, Sun Kiss. We moved on to the encore, where she kind of dressed down. You'll see her in a hoodie here. And then she does a song, Existential Crisis. It was a blast to watch her kind of teach the crowd the chant, and then she gets into it for an epic finish.
I'm just having a existential crisis.
She's actually like she's talking with friends. It's so easy for her.
Okay. Ready? I'm just having
If she was nervous, you could not tell. All right, let's get into this song. It was an epic finale. Perfect song for a finish. All her emotions left out there. I love that. Bringing it back. Thank you, guys. I've done this before, a time or two. Yeah, that neck roll. She asked the audience, like, what's something we can do in a photo? And like a San Francisco move, I guess. What a personality. Huge fan of Wendy. That was just such a good night. If you get a chance, I know she's only doing a few shows and she ended up having to take off the Atlanta stop. So I think she has like 5 shows left in the US tour. If you get a chance, go see her, travel to see her, whatever, because it was so fun and she put on just a phenomenal performance. I can't wait to get more into her music, more into Red Velvet's music, and continue this deep dive into K-pop music. What a fun person to watch perform and just infinitely talented. So I want to thank you for coming by the K-pop Afterparty. Today is Halloween, so happy Halloween. Be safe out there if you're watching this today, but be safe every day. And I hope to see you at the next one. We got some more fun stuff coming up. Not any shows for the next couple weeks, but I'll be seeing Artemis the day after Thanksgiving, so that'll be fun. Followed by Cat's Eye a few days later on Friday, December 5th, again in San Francisco. So we'll be sure to recap all those shows. And in the meantime, some amazing artists are coming out with some music videos. Just off the top of my head, I am so excited for Eyelet's Not Cute Anymore coming out on the 24th of November. They're a group that I just think is so talented. And I'm really curious to see, because they're always coming out with these like kind of like cutesy, like soft color music video and kind of soft concept songs. So I'm really excited to see what they do with a song called Not Cute Anymore. Their promos and kind of concepts have been really interesting with like these dolls and kind of the eyes crossed out and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to see, because I know that they're going to come out with something just totally awesome anyway, and their music is always fantastic. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, we're going to come up with lots of other things to talk about here at the K-pop Afterparty. But thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you at the next one.